How you all getting on out there? Just going to do a live reaction video of today's game, our Carabao Cup win over Leeds United. First of all, I just want to thank everybody that has subscribed to my channel since I started it 3 years ago. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for all the likes, the subscribes, and the comments. I'm currently pushing for Excuse me. So I just want to thank everybody for your continued support. Somebody has just come in, drawn by Dre. Game was boring. Yeah, I did a little watch along of it myself, Dre. And yeah, it was kind of boring, you know. Any of you do not know this guy's channel, guys, it's drawn by Dre. Smash the like to his videos. Smash the subscribe to his channel. And don't forget to click on the notifications that you get notified every time he uploads some content. Simple as that, yeah. You won't regret it, guys. He has a very good channel. He does a possession-based podcast. Once a week with a friend of his. He's roaring back onto YouTube as we speak. So check out his channel, guys. Drawn by Dre. Do yourselves a favour. But yeah, you said you were at the game and it was boring, man. Yeah, I can believe that. I did a little watch along about it. Pick up the OSG. Stadium looks beautiful under the lights. Yeah, it does. And thanks for the videos that you put up on the WhatsApp group, yeah. If you have any more of the videos you recorded, send them my way, man. Because, you know, I like to upload things like that because I can't be at the stadium myself. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not doing it for the views or anything like that. It's nice to upload them because I can't be there myself. And it's nice to have them on my channel, you know what I mean? That I can look back at them anytime I want. That's basically it. But yeah, I'm leaving here in 2 weeks. So I'll be back in Europe in 2 weeks. Back in my own country, back in Ireland. So that's going to be good, yeah. A little bit closer to the Emirates again. I'm sure I can get over for a game at some point in the new year. But yeah, guys, I'm going to crack on and talk about the game. Like my man Dre said, he was at the game tonight. He said it was boring. But look, a win is a win. 2-0. We're into the next round. We're into the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. I'm not sure exactly has the draw been made yet. Maybe Dre knows. But I'm sure if it hasn't been made tonight, it'll be made tomorrow, during the week at some point. Simple as. I was happy with the win. I mean, there was a lot of players rested. Then towards the end, Arteta made a couple of substitutions. Boring game. Not really champagne football, but a win is a win. We're through to the next round. I said in my live stream though, the biggest game for me, the most important game for me, is at the weekend. We're away at Leicester City in the Premier League. We have to get back into Europe this season. We have to finish at least in the top 5. That game is of massive importance on Saturday. It's an early kickoff, like 7:30 in the morning where I am here in Venezuela. So we'll see how that goes, guys. But hopefully we can beat them. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a hard game. There's no doubt about it. There's no two ways to put that, guys. It's going to be a very challenging match. But hopefully, we can do the business, get to 3 points against them, and move up a little bit in the table. We're currently in 10th on 14 points, but there's like a cluster of teams on 14 points. United are 7th on 14 points. There's like 4 teams there on 14 points. So if we can get a win, it would be very good. And we could just move up easy as. We can move quickly up a couple of places with the win. Like I said, there's 4 teams like ourselves on 14 points. So 3 points in the bag against Leicester. I know that's wishful thinking the way we've been playing. I know we won a couple of games, but Leicester is a step above. They're miles better than Leeds and they're miles better than Villa. It's going to be a tough game. I can see it. Okay, when they beat United, I thought they were unbeatable. Because when they beat United, I said this team is really good. But looking at how bad United's defence is at the moment, I have a little bit of hope for us against them, against Leicester. Because when I saw that they beat United 4-2 and the way they did it, I thought we were going to get trashed. But looking at how bad United are playing, I'm not too worried now, to be honest, but it is going to be a hard game. We're going to have to play to our maximum potential, full throttle for the 90 minutes, and hope we get the run of it. It's not going to be easy against them. Let me know in the comments what you think. I posted live right now, guys, how you think we're going to do against Leicester, what you think the scores are going to be, and who you think is going to play, and what team selection, what formation. Also, what did you think of tonight's game, the win over Leeds? I mean, we're into the next round. Simple as. It was a good victory. Chelsea are still in it, of course. They won on penalties against Southampton. So there's a couple of good teams still in it, you know. It's quarterfinals. I'm not sure there are more quarterfinals tomorrow, but I'll check it out later. But yeah, we're into the next round. Now let's look ahead to the game at the weekend against Leicester, and let's hope for the best. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be straightforward. They have a great team, like I said. They were a bit flattered by the win over United because now that I know United were so bad, it didn't have the same impact. But at the time when I saw how they beat United, I thought we were going to be up against it. Simple as. I thought they were going to destroy us. But things are looking a little bit better. Which team and which formation would I go with against Leicester? I would actually play a 4-4-2. This 4-2-3-1 thing, yeah, okay, it's been working for us, but I would play a 4-2-2 against them. I mean, 2 banks of 4 and 2 guys up front, and see what we can do from that, That's who I would go with things. We need to be a little bit cautious against Leicester. We are the away side. Of course, we're going to play on the counter, but we need to be solid against them. We need to be very solid. And the 4-2-3-1, 2 guys in the middle. Okay, we got away with it against Leeds, but we won't get away with that against Leicester. They're a much better team. I think 2 banks of 4 is the way to go against them. 2 forwards. We need to press. There needs to be a press. We're going to have to press them when they're in position, from the forwards all the way back to the defence. Obviously, Burnt Leno started today. I'm not going to play him against him. The Arsenal number 1 is Aaron Ramsdale. Everyone knows it. The dog on the street knows it. You know what I mean? So I would definitely have Ramsdale in goal. I would have the back 4 picks itself. You know what I mean? Tierney left back. Then you have Benjamin Bunny. You have Ben White, Gabriel, and on the other side you have Tomiyasu. The 4 in the middle, I would have Saka, Smith Rowe. That's a tough one, It's actually a tough one to call. Saka, Smith Rowe. Obviously, you're going to have Thomas Partey and Pepe up front. Of course, you're going to have. I would actually go with Lacazette. Yeah, Aubameyang, okay, is a much more dangerous player. I admit that. Yeah, Aubameyang is a dangerous player. It is what it is. What can I say, guys? He's a good player. You can Lacazette, but at some point I would bring on Gabriel Martinelli. He played tonight. He put in a shift. He didn't get on the score sheet, but he was alright. Eddie Nketiah, good goal, Leeds made a mistake, but he made them pay. He capitalised. But I don't know, to be honest. If you're bringing on Martinelli, bring him on after an hour. Don't bring him on in the 87th minute or the 83rd minute or whatever they like to do. Yeah. If they're going to bring him on. He has actually time to do something. With 30 minutes to go, he's full of running. He's full of energy. He's a young guy. He's got an eye for goal. All he needs is the playing time, and that's something he hasn't been given under Mikel Arteta this season. Gabriel Martinelli needs to be given some play time. You know what I mean? He needs to be given some match time. He's not been getting played. Sure, how's he meant to be in form? He's not getting match practice. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. So that's the way I see things. It's going to be a tough game against Leicester. We shouldn't be in any doubt. Anyone that doesn't see how it's going to be, guys, can I say, it's going to be a hard match and we need to be up for it. They're going to be well up for it themselves. They're going to think they know how to get at us. Vardy is going to intimidate. Let's face it. He's going to do what he normally does against Arsenal. He's going to try to bully us. Our defence is much better now than it was. I admit that. We have a much, much better defence than we did before. It's much, much stronger. But we need to be wary against him. He's going to do what he normally does against us. And he did it very well against Man United. Okay, they're falling apart at the moment. But he took the goal well. He did well for himself. We have to be careful. Can't underrate them. They're a serious team. They're out for blood. They're looking good right now. It is what it is, We just have to see what we can do. It's definitely not going to be an easy game for us. Absolutely 110% not. So that's it, guys. That's how I see things. It's going to be a tough one, We're going to have to be well up for it. It's not going to be an easy game at all for the club. We have to see how things go, So we'll do our best on the day, but, I think, the players, a lot of people watching right now. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Comment and let me know what you think the Leicester game is going to be on Saturday. What score you think it's going to be. And who do you think is going to start the game? And who would you play in the forwards if you have your chance? I mean, for me, it's going to be a very tough game for Arsenal. It's not going to be straightforward. We can't be kind of resting on our laurels now after the couple of victories. Overconfidence is going to be punished severely. I mean, Leicester are a much better team than Villa and a much, much better team than Leeds. And let's have that right. They're a difficult team to play against. It is not going to be easy. Arteta needs to be spot on with his tactics, team selection, you name it. Couple of worries within the team. I know Saka got a bit of an injury the last time out. Couple of worries, to be honest, because he hasn't been playing well for a long time, Saka. I know he's an England international. I know they're picking him for duty. He tends to play well for England when he's on international duty, but for Arsenal, he hasn't been at the races recently. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. But all I can say is that has to change. Maybe we need to look into not playing him. I know I mentioned him that I would start them, but pull him out after 20 minutes if he's not doing the business, because he hasn't been in form recently. He's just not been in form. For England, he's been playing well. For Arsenal, not at the races. That's how I see things, you know what I mean? We're on a bit of a bad run with him. Maybe he needs to be rested. Smith Rowe's been doing the business. Saka's not been playing well at all. Nketiah got a goal today. Maybe he's in for the show against Leicester, you know. Martinelli, he played today, but Martinelli's not getting game time. He's not getting game time. You can say the same for Nketiah, but Martinelli, if he's going to be on the next game, maybe we could start him or bring him on after an hour, you know what I mean? If you want to make a change, bring him on after an hour. If you want to take Aubameyang off, Lacazette off. I honestly would play Lacazette for the full 90 minutes if he's capable, because he has been in really good form for the team recently. He's been fired up. He's been explosive. I would not. Martinelli needs to be brought on after an hour if he's going to be brought on. I mean, don't be bringing him on after 87 minutes and hoping that he's going to do something. He's not getting match time. If he's not getting match time, how is he going to be any good? You know what I mean? Okay, he played tonight, but when's the last time he played? When's the last time he started again? You know what I mean? He's been underused. He's a quality player. The player himself, I think, might leave the club. That's what he's been saying the last couple of weeks. Arteta, I think, has reassured him he has a place in the team, but it doesn't look like that to me. Like Premier League, starter, that's what he wants. He went away with Brazil at the Olympics in Japan during the summer, and he won the gold medal. Yeah? They won that. He was thinking things are going to be good for him when he comes back to Arsenal. He's going to have a regular place. He's going to be getting regular football. It hasn't turned out like that. I know he's a young player, but if you're good enough, you know what I mean? You're old enough. It's as simple as that. He needs to be used more. He's not being utilised. And we have a real goal scoring problem. Okay, we hit 3 against Villa. We hit 2 tonight. But guys, we do have a goal scoring problem. We don't score enough goals. Villa and Leeds are not the norm. The way we started the season, before the Villa game, I think we were like, we had conceded twice as many as we had scored. You know what I mean? The 3 losses at the start of the season really cost us in the league. I mean, okay, now we're up to 10th. We're not down rock bottom in 20th anymore. You know what I mean? We're level with the title contenders United on 14 points. Our relegation team moved up and got level with the title contenders United. But look the way things are going to work out. It's going to be a tough game on Saturday against Leeds. Against Leicester. It's going to be a much harder game than it was tonight against Leeds. I'm nervous about that game. People were nervous about today's match. The most important thing for us is the league right now. And getting high enough, getting good enough results that we can get back into Europe. We have to finish top 5. We need to get back into Europe this season. It's a massive challenge for the club. There's a lot of good teams out there. There's at least 9 teams that can make it. We're only one of those. So it's going to be a real challenge. Obviously, we don't have a hope in hell of winning the league or anything like that. I mean, that's over. That's over before it began because of the likes of Mikel Arteta and Edu at the club. But top 5, I'm not saying we can, but that's what we have to aim for. It's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. We need to aim for top 5. It's as simple as that. Anything else, it's going to be a tough one. Let me know the way you think those games are going to go, guys. The next couple of league games. I mean, we do have Leicester at the weekend. Away to Leicester. That for me is a real 6-pointer. That is a battle and a half. If we can come away with anything out of that game, to be honest, the way we've been playing away from home, if we can come out with anything at all from that game, I would be happy. A point, I would take it. I'd bite the hand off, you know. If you said, no, right now, you give me a point in that game, you don't need to play the game, I'll take the point. You know what I mean? because it's a tough place to go. They are a serious team. I mean, people underestimate them completely. Okay, United weren't at the races when they beat them 4-2, but they still came from behind and trashed them. They put them to the sword. You know what I mean? They're a decent side. Better than Arsenal right now. They're playing better than us right now. They're below us in the league, but they've been rapidly rising. Yeah? They've been winning a couple of games. They've been doing the business. I think they've won the last 2 at least. You know what I mean? United, I think, and was it Brentford they beat? I think in the last game. Yeah, I think they beat Brentford 1-0 or either 2-1. And we're going to be up against it. We're definitely going to be up against it in that game. There's no doubt about it. The whole team has got to be bang, spot on, attitude, mentality. And like I said, give Martinelli a run out. You know what I mean? Bring him on with a half an hour to go, but don't bring him on with 3 minutes to go and expect him to perform miracles when our backs are to the wall and we're up against it. This kind of thing, you know what I mean? Arteta. That's another thing I want to talk about, guys. You're either Arteta in or you're Arteta out. There's no sitting on the fence. I myself am Arteta out, 100%. I've nothing against the guy personally. He's more of an Everton player than he was an Arsenal player. He's not an Arsenal legend, okay? Not like Patrick Vieira. How he was given the job in the first place is baffling. It's like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Solskjaer managed Molde in Norway and he managed Cardiff. Cardiff sacked him. And then he gets the Man United job. Same with Arteta. So what was he doing? He was making the tea for Pep at City. That's all he ever did. He was making the tea for Pep and the lads and cleaning the boots. He gets the Arsenal job. He's not a football manager. You know what I mean? Mikel Arteta is not a manager. The 3 Pointers TV have just joined me. How are you getting on, lads? I'm going to play your live stream tonight. I'm going to watch your live stream. I'm going to let it run on through the night. Get you some watch hours, yeah? I meant to text Tapes earlier, but it was so late, I thought, sure. I thought he was really sleeping, you know what I mean? But yeah, grand. I'll play your live stream tonight, lads. Get you some watch hours. Saying about it. Drawn by Dre, big up. Yeah, he was at the stadium. I don't know where you there, lads, but Drawn by Dre was at the stadium tonight. He was at the game. He said it was a boring game, but a win is a win. 2-0. Say no more about it. I'm happy, you know what I mean? But the big game for me is the Leicester game at the weekend. No other game matters if you ask me. It's just the Leicester match is the important one. Simple as that. The Leicester game is a real 6-pointer. We need to qualify for Europe again this season. So we need to hit the top 5. That's a big ask when you consider Mikel Arteta as our manager. But that's what we need to do. Simple as that. Everything needs to be spot on going into the game on Saturday. We're not playing in European football. The players are not being overworked. They're not playing too much. They shouldn't be tired. Full throttle on Saturday against Leicester. We need to take the game by the scruff of the neck. You know what I mean? First 10-15 minutes, get into it gradually. Keep it tight at the back. They're a dangerous team. Vardy's going to try to bully us like he always does. But after that, let's see what Maddison is made of. Huh? Let's mix it up in the midfield. Let's see what he's got in his locker. Also, Gunner's the man. Subscribe to his channel. Best Arsenal fan ever. I'm number 1 with a bullet, man. You know what I mean? I survived Caracas in Venezuela, so I must have something going for me. But yeah, I'm heading back to Europe in 2 weeks, guys. So I'm going to have much better broadband in, much better Wi-Fi. I'm going to be back where I was born, where I was meant to be. And that's all there is about it. I'm looking forward to heading back to Europe, guys. Looking forward to heading home. I've had a good time in Venezuela, but it's time to head back. And go back to where I was born, where I was meant to be. So that's it. Simple as. The game at the weekend. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? I'll be looking forward to St. Patrick's Day next year. March 17th. You know what I'm going to be doing. Guinness in the hand. Arm around me missus. And that's all there was about it. And I'm my arm around me bird. And my arm around the Guinness. And saying no more about it. It's St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's Irish on St. Patrick's Day, lads. Everyone's Irish. You know what I mean? So, even the guys in the north. I won't get too political about that. But look, on Saturday, score prediction. Well, how do you think it's going to go against Leicester? I mean, they are a very dangerous team. I mean, a lot of people might not realise because they beat a weak United team, man. They stuffed them in the end 4-2. They won the last time out against Brentford. I think it was 2-1 or 1-0. So they're on a bit of a roll. Brentford are a serious team. Leicester are a very dangerous team. I think people don't realise how dangerous they are. Leicester at home away. We're away to Leicester. Man, it's going to be a serious match. That is going to be a tough one for the team. I mean, it really is going to be a hard game. We shouldn't underestimate them in any way, shape, or form. Mikel Arteta, he needs to prove his worth now. He needs to show what he's made of. He took enough criticism and he's let us up enough dark alleys, dead ends, guys, dead alleys. He needs to produce something. And if we're losing at half time, he needs to turn things around. I never remember a game where Mikel Arteta turned things around for the team from a losing position to a winning position. I can never remember that. You know what I mean? I'm thinking now, I can't remember in one game, but that's not his repertoire. You can't compare him, of course, to Jurgen Klopp. You can't compare him to a manager like that. You obviously can't compare him to the great Walter Smith that has passed away. You can't compare him to a guy like that. You know what I mean? But we'll see on Saturday what goes on. I mean, we need to get something out of that game. If I was offered a point from the game now, I'd bite the hand off you. I'd take it. You know what I mean? A point is a point. Grand job. It all depends what's going to happen on Saturday. I mean, Vardy likes playing against Arsenal. He's going to bully us. He's going to turn the screw a bit. You'd have to be worried about it, you know? You'd have to be worried about that. I mean, he's top of his game. He's bang on form. It's going to be a difficult match, no doubt about it. See, there's a lot of people tuning in now. Welcome along to the show, guys. Comment and let me know what you think of tonight's game against Leeds. How you felt the Carabao Cup game at the Emirates Stadium went. We won 2-0. We did the business. Goals from Callum Chambers and Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah looked sharp. The Leeds defence made a mistake, but he snapped on it and he was very confident the way he beat the keeper. It was very, very good from him. 2-0, did the business. We rested a couple of players ahead of the big one at the weekend. But let me know what you think of that result, how you think it went, and how you think we're going to do against Leicester at the weekend. It's not going to be an easy one. I don't want to repeat myself, guys, but we're going to have to be well up for it. I mean, Maddison, he's going to be champing at the bit. I was reading in the news, he feels comfortable and happy back at Leicester again. There was a bit of afters when we played them last season. There was a bit of hassle because we were trying to buy him. Brendan Rodgers was unhappy. There's going to be a bit of niggle in the game. There's going to be a bit of bite. And of course, Vardy rises to the occasion when it's like that. He revels in that kind of atmosphere. We're going to have to keep him quiet. If we can keep Vardy quiet, if we can nullify Maddison, I think we have a very good chance. We have a dangerous team too, though, and our defence is much better than it was last season, and our goalkeeper is much better. Our goalkeeper is an animal. Big up Ramsdale, man. He's an animal in between the sticks. He's 110% up for it. Every time he plays, he gives everything he has. No half measures with him, boy. He's not like Burnley. You know what I mean? Ramsdale, no half measures with him. It's all or nothing. He gives you all he has, all the time. Big up yourself, Ramsdale, man. We're better than we were last season in the defence and in goal. It's not going to be easy for Leicester. They're going to go, but we need to press them. And we need to put them under pressure. And we need to give them something to think about in the forwards. We need to be menacing, unpredictable, dangerous. Every time we see the goal, Arteta should give them a license to shoot. You know what I mean? If Sambi breaks through the midfield, have a crack. If Partey breaks through the midfield, have a crack. If Pepe plays and he sees the goal, pass the ball, Pepe. Don't shoot, man, because you couldn't score the bottle. No, Pepe can never score. Tonight again, man. He never scores. I don't know what it is with him. So everybody should be given a license to shoot in the team, except Nicolas Pepe, because he never hits the target. He never scores. You know what I mean? He's not capable of it. So there you have it, guys. That's a little rant from the old school gunner. Don't play Pepe. I don't know what formation you would go for, guys, but I would actually think of playing a 4-4-2. Arteta's mad onto the 4-2-3-1 at the moment. That's all grand, but the two in the midfield against Leicester, they tend to get exposed, you know, and we've got no DM. The both of them like to go forward a bit. Lekong, in fairness, is a young man. Partey's got a bit more experience, but none of them are like Patrick Vieira or Emmanuel Petit. I know it's very hard now comparing them to those two players. These are World Cup winners, you know what I mean? These are legends, two of the greatest midfielders to ever kick a ball. But we need someone like that, you know? Like Torreira. Why did we get rid of Lucas Torreira? Guendouzi. I wasn't a fan of Guendouzi, but he put in a shift. You know what I mean? But Torreira was the man for me. He was crying out to play for Arsenal. Why didn't he get a chance? He moved him on. You know what I mean? Saliba. We should take him back at some point. He's been playing very well for Marseille. He put the shackles on Kylian Mbappe recently in League One. PSG played Marseille, it was 0-0. He put the shackles on him. Not an easy thing to do to shackle him. You know what I mean? He's got pace to burn Saliba, and he's as strong as an ox. He's got muscle all over the place. I mean, he's the guy you want in the defence. He's a very powerful player and very quick. Arteta needs to be looking and needs to be thinking about things. Saliba might be a bit volatile and he might have a bit of an attitude in training and be like a bit of a boy. Have a bit of a, be a bit of a smart ass. But he can play. You know what I mean? Just because Arteta's not good at man management, Arteta's not good at talking and dealing with the players, he sends Saliba and Guendouzi away. They disagree with him. They probably have very little respect for him because they can see what an idiot he is. But he sends them away. These are good players. You know what I mean? They're very good players. The McManus sense, get Saliba back now. Should never have sent him on. Exactly. It wasn't a fluke against Mbappe. He reeled him in. You know what I mean? He was very comfortable and confident when he reached out. He was very confident when he got the ball. I mean, he was 100% sure he could do it. No messing. There was no complaints from the ref. There was no complaints from anyone. No complaints from Mbappe. It was a brilliant tackle. Why is he not in the team? I mean, he's head and shoulders above Ben White right now. And he's an animal. See the size of the guy. He's built like a tank. He's tall, he's quick, and he's strong. That's what you need. You know what I mean? He can head a ball, he can kick a ball, and he can make a last-ditch tackle when it's only the keeper to beat. He's very, very good. Any of you that don't know the McManus Sense channel, guys, check out his YouTube channel, the McManus Sense. Like his videos and subscribe to his channel. And don't forget to click on the notifications for the man. He has a very good channel. It's very entertaining. Do yourselves a favour. You'll be surprised what you find on the channel, guys. You know what I mean? I'll say no more than that. I want to raise up a bit of excitement and a bit of interest in his channel. You might find the unexpected in his channel. Something you like. I thought it was good anyway. I liked your channel, man. I like the content you have. And more people should subscribe to you, man. Support you. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. You're a gooner through and through. All the Arsenal fans out there, we got to stick together. You know what I mean? Not the plastic fans, not the dreamers, not the Arteta fanboys. You know what I mean? Not the guys that fancy Mikel Arteta and that put him actually... I heard that the last couple of days that people are actually talking about Mikel Arteta in the same vein as Arsene Wenger. Yeah, no worries, McManus Sense. I'll give you a shout out every time, man. Everyone that comes on and is good enough to actually give me some of their time and have a little bit of interest in my channel, I'm going to shout them out. Respect, you know what I mean? Respect is earned, not given. So there you go. Anyone that comes on my channel and gives me a bit of their time and actually pays interest and comments and is decent enough to watch and actually partake in the discussion with constructive comments or constructive criticism, whichever you like. Once it's constructive, yeah, my respect. And I will shout out everybody's channels. You know what I mean? There's a couple of people being in the live stream already tonight in this live feed. I'll always mention their channels. It's absolutely no problem for me. Help somebody else out, help out another YouTuber. Especially when I've got so many subscribers and I have a couple of people watching. I know, did you see I did a live stream at the weekend? It kind of got in a rich vein there. I actually did it on the United Liverpool game because of what happened. Because to me, United are in the same boat as us. They have Solskjaer, we have Arteta. They have Glazer, we have Kroenke. Those two sets of people don't give a crap about their clubs. I can see the similarities. They're in a lot of trouble, United. You know what I mean? The performance of their team last Sunday, I did a video about it, Liverpool United, because it corresponds to us, in my opinion. I had 58 people watching that live stream. The McManus Sense. Arteta is good as Wenger. Mate, he isn't even on the same planet as Wenger. Exactly. He might as well be on Mars. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a clue. There's a lot of fanboys out there that are always talking about him like that. I honestly think they fancy him. I think they actually find the guy attractive. You know what I mean? And that's cool. You know what I mean? Each of their own. But don't be talking about him like he's as good as Arsene Wenger, guys. I mean, Wenger is the greatest manager to ever manage Arsenal Football Club. You know what I mean? And you're trying to compare him to him. He hasn't even won one Premier League. How many did Wenger win? 3? How many FA Cups did Wenger win? Well, Arteta with his FA Cups, yeah. You know what I mean? Wenger had us consistently in European football. He oversaw, guys. He was one of the inspirations, along with David Dean. Now, McManus, I'm going back a long way now, yeah, but you remember David Dean, yeah? He was a very good chairman. But Arsene Wenger, to a lesser degree than David Dean in fairness, but he did oversee the transition, the move of the club from Highbury to the Emirates. Whether that has worked out good or bad for us, he did it with the best of intentions, Arsene Wenger. We're going to compare an Everton player, a guy that's not even an Arsenal legend, a guy that hasn't done anything with the club. We're going to compare him to Arsene Wenger. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Arsene Wenger at the end, I have to be honest, yeah, because we get all those Champions League absolute hammerings. And he was pushing us up the fort and getting us back into the Champions League. It was good for the coffers, yeah. He got us that 50 million every year. You get 50 million back in the day. I don't know, is it the same, but you get 50 million for qualification to the group stage of the Champions League. That was handy money when we were paying off the move for the stadium. You know what I mean? Wenger looked out for us. To compare Mikel Arteta to him, these guys, like McManus said, they're not even on the same planet, Arteta and Wenger. How can you compare them? These guys, I swear to God, when I hear that, I mean, in all fairness. But McManus, let me know what you think, yeah? The game against Leicester on Saturday. How do you see it going? And what do you think about Jamie Vardy and Maddison? Are they going to do us? Do they have too much for us? We're better than we were. Do you know whose idea it was originally? Who said it? Originally, it was George Graham's idea when he was at the club. Really? I never knew that. I actually never knew that, yeah. But yeah, thanks for that info. I might be not being insulted, not being smart, but I may be a little bit too young to remember that, yeah. But yeah, thanks for that information, yeah. You're a wise head, McManus, you have a wise head on your shoulders, my friend. Like Warren, yeah. You know your football. You've been around the block a few times with the club. That's interesting that George Graham put that forward. He's a much better manager than Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta will never win the Premier League. I don't care what anybody says. We could have Messi and Ronaldo in their pomp, at their peak. We're never going to win the league. Absolutely not a chance. Not a hope in hell. I could never see that happening under Arteta. And I'm a positive person. You know what I mean? I'm an optimist. Winning the league with Mikel Arteta as manager. Guys. That would be a miracle. I could never see that happening. Not a prayer. It is what it is, you know. I tell it like it is, guys. But let me know, McManus, what you think. What you think the game is going to be. What you think the result is going to be at the weekend against Leicester. And are you concerned? Are you nervous before the game? Or do you think we have a good chance of winning it? I think Leicester are a very, very good team. And I think people are underestimating them completely. I could see us getting stuffed against Leicester. If Vardy's playing, we're bang in trouble. He's going to play. I mean, he's our kryptonite. He bullies the back four. He's going to really put the pressure on. Tomiyasu, Ben White, I mean, they've never been in a... It's like a cauldron at the King Power Stadium. It's going to be a very hot reception, especially when you think of what happened with us trying to take Maddison from them, yeah. Brendan Rodgers was very unhappy about that. There's going to be a bit of spice in the game. It's going to get heated. And Arteta is the wrong man. Arteta is the wrong man to lead the club into a game like that. He's not got the wherewithal to get us out of that. You know what I mean? If we're behind the half time, I don't think he's ever turned it around. Correct me if I'm wrong, McManus. I don't know, you remember a game when Mikel Arteta actually turned us around from a losing position at half time to a position where we won. I can never remember him doing that. You know what I mean? It's something Wenger used to do frequently. But in fairness, Wenger had a different quality of player. But at the end, he was a better manager too. The better players you have, the better a coach you need to be. You need to utilise these players. You need to utilise their talents. It's not all about the players you have. It's about using them at the right time. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very tough game against Leicester. They're not Leeds and they're not Villa, with respects to those two teams. They're on a different level. Their league position belies, it doesn't tell the truth of how good they really are. Only in the last two games have they kind of clicked. They're coming now. They're getting better and better. Last season, I think they were the most informed team in the last 6 games. Or maybe 8 games. Leicester had better form than all the other teams, even the champions last year. They really got it together in that final 2, 3, 4 weeks of the season. And they're doing it again now. They're getting things together. They're a serious team when they get ahead of steam up. And there's goals in that team. I mean, they absolutely blew United away. When you look at the way United played against Liverpool, maybe that's not much to talk about. But they absolutely wiped the floor with United in the second half. They destroyed them. I mean, they came from 2-1 down to beat them 4-2. They battered them, and Vardy was all over them. I mean, he's a very aggressive player, but positive aggression. Vardy is not a nasty player. He plays good football. He gets stuck in. He intimidates. He's not afraid to have a chat with you. You know what I mean? He's going to tell you a thing or two. He's going to give you his opinion on things. You know what I mean? He's got a pair of cojones. Like, in a sense, he thinks it's going to be 3-0 to Leicester. Our defence isn't that strong at the best of times. Vardy, as you say, is our kryptonite. Yeah. I think it's going to be 3-0 to her. I really hope not, man. I really hope not. Because that would really be a tough one for us. How would we overcome that then? I mean, we'd be back to square one again. You know what I mean? We'd slip from 10th. We might go down to 11th, 12th. Leicester are breathing down our necks as it is. I think they're just behind us in the league. We have a real chance to do something on Saturday, but Arteta, he needs to get the thing bang on. I don't know, when we played the last couple of games there, like before the Villa game, those matches where we drew, we were very lucky against Brighton to get a draw. We were very lucky against Crystal Palace to get a draw. I don't know if they actually sit down with the team and watch. Like, they should take a look at the game, Leicester United. They should have a look at that game and have a look at the Brentford game. They won those 2 games, Leicester. He should sit down and have a look at those games with the squad. At the training ground, take a bit of time out. Arteta and the lads should have a look at the game. It tells you exactly how Leicester play. You can see it, plain as day. What not to do, what to do. You know what I mean? We need to be very solid in the back, and at every possible opportunity, if there's a risk, just put the ball out. Let the team come back and get back in our defensive positions. Don't be losing the ball in silly areas against them, because against United, they ran riot when that happened. I mean, if you lose the ball, Arteta likes teams that play out from the back. That's grand, but we're not Barcelona. Sometimes you just got to kick it up the park. If they catch us in those areas where they caught United, they will mangle us. I mean, Vardy is an animal. He is an incredible striker. A wonderful, wonderful player. Reminds me a bit of Robbie Fowler, but he's got that aggression. He's got that raw power. I mean, he came from a very low league when he came up to Leicester, and he was an animal. He has the appetite for it, you know. He has a real attitude, and he's a fiery character. He loves playing against Arsenal. He's convinced on Saturday he's going to score a hat-trick, I'm sure. I know him. He's extremely confident and self-assured. That's the way he operates, guys. I'm going to wrap up there now, guys, on the 40-minute mark. I'd like to thank everybody for coming in and watching my live stream. The McManus sense, we need to bring Saliba, Guendouzi and Torreira back ASAP. It's arrogance on Arteta and the club's part to let those players go out on loan. That tells you now a lot about them, you know. Their attitude. I mean, you're right, it is arrogance. I agree with you 110%. It's ridiculous. Anyway, say no more about it. Man. Alright. I'm going to wrap it up there shortly. I want to thank everybody for tuning into my live stream. Thank you to McManus Sense. Check out his YouTube channel, the McManus Sense. Like his videos and subscribe to the man. And don't forget to turn on the notifications that you get notified every time he uploads content. He has a top quality channel. Check it out. Do yourselves a favour, guys. You'll be surprised what you might find. It's a good channel. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you to everybody for your continued support. Like this video for me. Subscribe to my channel, The Old School Gunner. And click on the notifications that you get notified every time I upload content. Because at this point, I'm doing more than one video at least. Thank you for coming on the McManus Sense. I appreciate it, man. Take care of yourself. And sleep well, huh? Take it easy. We have to fight another day at the weekend and we'll see what happens against Leicester. Let's see what happens in that game. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost like you. But, you know what I mean. Touch wood. Things are going to be alright. Okay, guys. Take it easy. Thank you for tuning in. All the best. All Arsenal fans out there, enjoy the last 2 victories, yeah? And let's look forward with some kind of positivity in the Leicester game. It's not going to be easy for us by any stretch of the imagination. A little word for Walter Smith. Rest in peace. He was a fantastic manager for Scotland, for Glasgow Rangers, for Everton. He was a tough guy. I remember him back in the day when he was managing Everton in the Premier League. This man was tough. I mean to say, he was really... rest in peace, Walter Smith, man. He won 10 league titles in a row with Glasgow Rangers, guys. 10 league titles with them. Say no more about it. Fantastic coach. And I'd be supporting the other side of Glasgow, the green and white. I'd be more for Celtic myself. But I have to say, as a manager of Rangers, guys, they won 10 league titles. Say no more about it. Alright, like this video for me, subscribe to my channel, click the notifications for me, guys. I'm uploading a lot of quality content right now. And take it easy, yeah? And let's look forward with a bit of confidence, maybe a bit of belief to the Leicester game. It's going to be a monumental battle with them. I honestly, I fear the worst, but let's see what happens, yeah? Take it easy, guys. All the best. Come on, you Gunners.